Yeah, what's going on? This is me, and today I'm doing a different video. I'm doing a breakdown of the first episode of season 2. This is everything I have thought of Baby Yoda so far and the Mandalorian. Reason why I have him is obviously that was the clan, Pre-Vizsla clan, which rescued Din Djarin when he was a baby. So let's get into it. The episode opens up with a recap of what has happened in season 1. It shows parts from every single episode so far. The actual episode starts with Mando and Baby Yoda arriving to a planet. I have no idea what planet this is, but we see loads of graffiti of some of our favorite characters, such being C-3PO, what appears to be Darth Vader, General Grievous, and lots more. We next get introduced to a character who Mando asks if he knows any Mandalorian. Now this character tries to blackmail him, but tries to sabotage him by trying to take off his Beskar and trying to keep it for himself. Obviously Beskar is increasing in price now, so I guess why he really wants Beskar is because it has a high profit. Obviously it's blaster proof and all sorts like that. See Mando use that weapon he got in episode 3 in season 1. He uses it and he then like asks the person, I'm not quite sure what his name is, but he asked him, where can I find other Mandalorian? And his answer was Tatooine. So Mando travels to Tatooine, and then we get introduced to a character we've already met before. Yet again, I can't remember her name, but she was in episode 5, season 1. And which is funny to me is that Mando asks the droids to clean up his ship, as in episode 5, season 1, he absolutely hated droids. Now, I'm suggesting after IG-11, he's grown quite fond of some droids. And the lady asks Mando what is he doing back on Tatooine. Mando replies saying he needs to find others like him. Obviously the lady hasn't seen any, but she has heard of a town which is under the radar. So Mando travels there, meets this person, and then, would you know it, a character walks through the door wearing Boba Fett's armor. Now this was a huge surprise to me. I thought it was Boba Fett. It wasn't. It was something with his name, like Cod, I think. Yeah, he is wearing the Mandalorian armor. He's wearing Boba Fett's armor. Mando is a bit furious at this user who is using Boba Fett's armor, as it's disrespectful for anyone to be using Mandalorian armor. So Mando tries to take it off him. This character will not give it up easily, as it protects him from harm, other dangers. So they're about to shoot it out until this sort of dragon creature arrives, eating a tauntaun, I think. After he eats it, Cod explains how he found the armor, why this creature is doing this, and how this has an impact on the city. And explained why the armor is so obviously good, that it's blaster proof and it's easier to take down targets with this armor. Obviously it has jetpack, it has the visor, it's bulletproof, blaster proof, it can hold it off, but it can't really hold off against a dragon. So Cod, that's going to be his name, asks Mando if he can help him defeat the dragon or kill it, he will give the armor back. Mando agrees, and then they take off on their speeder. Now, which I think was probably the most, which I first saw, the first Easter egg I saw, is Cod's speeder awfully looks like Anakin Skywalker's pod racer parts, just modified into a speeder, which I thought was a really cool Easter egg. But anyway, next, Mando and Cod team up with the Tusken Raiders, and obviously Mando can speak Tusken, so they get along pretty easily. And the Tuskens had their dogs, which you first time we saw them was in episode 2 when Anakin goes up and slaughters them. This actually had quite references to Anakin. Obviously, Vader being graffitied on some wall, Anakin's pod racer parts, and the wolves which he slaughtered. Next, Mando and Cod team up with the Tusken Raiders, but obviously the dragon is way bigger than they thought. So they ask the village people if they can help team up with the Tuskens to defeat it. Then we see obviously their plan fails and they need to try and defeat it. Their first ideal plan was digging bombs underneath it, above it in this case, and trying to explode the body because that's obviously the weakness, the dragon's weakness. This obviously fails, and then we get to see Mando beside Cod, but obviously Cod is wearing Boba Fett's armor. This was such a memorable scene because it shows how the bounty hunters look so cool when they're all together. Mando is badass, but when he's with obviously Cod, it just looks so cool with those two just battling the dragon. It looks really cool. Their plan slowly fails, and the Mando has a good idea. On a bantha, there's loads of explosive, so Mando volunteers that he has a very good plan. Obviously, the dragon like swallows him and the bantha with all the bombs. Mando escape with his gun. Obviously, it has a taser at the end, tasering the inside of the belly, like forcing him out, forcing the dragon to puke something out. It's usually acid, and exploding the bantha inside the belly of the beast, resulting of killing it. Mando takes a slice of it home, and Cod happily gives up the Boba Fett armor to Mando. The last 5 minutes was such a big reveal. Then we see a stranger with two blasters in a black cloak, say, watching Mando on his speeder with Baby Yoda, and as he turns, it's Boba Fett. Why do we know this is Boba Fett? Obviously, it won't be any regular clone. Obviously, this stranger is watching Mando, a Mandalorian, with his armor. We obviously know it's him because he has scratch marks, burns, scars, all sorts. Obviously, he went into the Sarlacc pit, which I thought was. The thing I forgot to reference is that the dragons actually eat the Sarlacc pit. So this could have a reference. So what my theory is that I think the dragon actually was started eating the Sarlacc pit, and Boba escaped. That's why he has like loads of scars, burnt marks. As we know, that dragon actually spits acid out, so his burns could be the acid from the dragon. Another thing which I forgot to point out was that Cod actually bought his armor from Jawas, which is pretty interesting because obviously Jawas pick up wreckage and obviously stuff like that. And another thing I forgot to point out is that the dragon actually eats Sarlacc pits. Where was Boba Fett last seen? In a Sarlacc pit. So I think he was either rushed or something like that. I'm not quite sure. But another thing is the dragons actually spit acid, and Boba has like loads of scratch and burnt marks all over him. So I think that the dragon ate the Sarlacc pit. He tried to escape, got a little bit of acid on him, was knocked out on the field, and Jawas came, picked up his armor, and just left him stranded. Because obviously that's what Jawas do. Anyway, guys, this is my breakdown of the episode. For me personally, I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. Such an amazing episode, such a magnificent start to a new season. Obviously, we've already seen Boba Fett. All I can wish for is Boba and Mando to actually meet, which I think would happen really soon. Obviously, I want this to happen because Boba Fett has lived through obviously the Clone Wars. He's lived through the rule of the Empire, and now that the Empire has come to an end, he's stranded on Tatooine. So I want him to interact with Mando, and obviously he probably has an idea of the Yoda species. Obviously, he was on Kamino, and there is a reference that Baby Yoda could be a clone of Yoda. Anyway, guys, that is my full breakdown of the first episode of season 2. I will be doing this for obviously the episodes to come in the future. Just leave a comment in the comment section below of what you guys thought of the episode. I thought it was really good. I don't see anyone saying it was the worst episode so far. I really can't. This was such an astounding video. Obviously, leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye.